Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today, as you can see, I am at the Disneyland Resort to cruise around the park, see what's new this week, have some fun. Yeah, the usual. So how about you and I? Let's dive right in. Officially been parked, making my way, not downtown, but I guess you could say I'm making my way downtown to downtown Disney. I'm gonna walk this particular path today. I'm not gonna walk the tram route. I'm gonna try to stay in the shade as much as possible because, oh yeah, I did not bring my sunscreen today and it's gonna be an exciting sunburn journey. Well, hopefully I won't get that sunburn. And remember, in order to get to the pedestrian bridge, you have to make it down to level 2 here at the Pixar Pals parking structure, which I believe is level Coco. You go work your way down this path all the way along there into downtown Disney. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. As you can see, it's blue skies everywhere. It's gorgeous out. It's not too hot, but I'm assuming that later on in the day, it's gonna get pretty spicy outside because I'm arriving around like 11 o'clock, so the sun is not at its peak just yet, but it will definitely get hotter. You know, here in Southern California, during the winter, it seems like it's summer. We only get a couple cold days, and I love when it gets cold. I love layering up. I'd rather layer up because then you could take a couple things off versus just wanting to just take everything off because it's so hot. But nonetheless, it is going to be a wonderful day today. Actually filming multiple videos today, so if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that so you can stay up to date on when I post new videos. I'm going to talk about a few things today in this particular video. We're going to be bouncing back and forth between both parks, and the other video will be about something else, so just keep an eye out for that. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to post these. I don't know if I'll post the other one first and then this one second, but either way, always stay subscribed. It's gonna be fun to watch this particular section of the resort because in the Disneyland Forward proposal that Disney has submitted to the city, this particular parking lot, the downtown Disney parking lot right across from Lilo and Stitch, which is right over there, this is gonna be home to a potential Disneyland expansion. Not really sure what rides and attractions they have potentially planned for this space. And then on the other side of the Disneyland Hotel where Paradise Pier Hotel sits, that's obviously the expansion pad for California Adventure. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch over the next few years. It's a multi-year project. This is not something that's gonna happen in 6 months. This is gonna happen over the course of 15 to 20 years. So it's gonna be a while, but nonetheless, it is exciting that they have plans for the Disneyland Resort that are beyond its boundaries, just ever so slightly, at least the theme park boundaries. Now remember, like I've said before, you can't access the security check on this side of downtown Disney. They've even put a little sign here saying theme park and downtown Disney district access this way, which is just right on the side of the Disneyland Hotel. You just walk around these nice little shrubs and trees, and obviously look out for cars because you know that would not be good. And also, before we really get this video rolling here, before we dive right in, I wanted to mention that the reason why there was a kind of a lull with some of the videos is because I was on a trip for my best friend's birthday. We went to New Orleans, so it was cool to see the real New Orleans, because I've never been there before. I've only seen New Orleans from Disney's perspective, and boy, did they do a really good job recreating the heart and soul of New Orleans here at the parks. It's really cool. It was a fun trip. I won't have any videos on that. It was just an enjoyment trip with my friends and seeing it with my eyes and taking it all in, so there won't be any videos from New Orleans, but nonetheless, that's why there was a little bit of a break in the video schedule on the channel. Made it to downtown Disney. You know, as I'm walking in, I've never noticed these decals on the side of the old ESPN Zone building. I hope they use this building at least for something. I mean, they could do something for Disney Plus in here. Oh yeah, Halloween still reigns supreme here at downtown Disney. Well, at least in some sections. They're busy swapping out all of the fall decorations for the holiday stuff. That'll probably happen in the next couple days as well. I mean, hey, Thanksgiving still hasn't approached, even though it is next week, which is really crazy to think. The year is flying by. Here at the ticket booth, if you're wondering if they're still selling Magic Keys, the answer is yes. They still have the Magic Keys available. The only one that isn't available is the Dream Key, which is the top tier. It is pretty interesting that they're still selling them, even though there is a lot of difficulty getting a reservation for the parks. All of December is pretty much booked, and sometimes they'll open up new days. So we'll keep an eye on it. They've done that for this month. It's not like sometimes they start a new week and then a bunch of reservations open up, but it is kind of interesting that they are still selling the other dream key or magic keys. Alrighty, let's get our Disneyland day started. Made it to Main Street, USA. Look at that, the tree is up, the garland has been strung across the street. Everything is done and completed. I'm sure it looks beautiful at night. I love when they hang the garland across the street. There's been a couple years when they don't do it, and it's kind of usually depending on the parades. But this year, since the Christmas Fantasy Parade is happening and they don't have really tall floats, they can make that clearance. And that way we can see that beautiful garland across Main Street, USA. Oh, look at this. Over at Pixie Hollow, walls have appeared out of nowhere. I don't know if this is the 900-foot tall roller coaster. I mean, you never know. You never know. Oh, hello, Matterhorn. Love this roller coaster. It's so much fun. You know, it readjusts your spine, but that's okay. Over here at Small World, there's a lot of work still happening for the paving project that goes into Toontown. And you know what? This paving project makes a little bit more sense with today's announcement, at least the time of filming this video. I'll dive deeper into Toontown's renovation in a separate video. But yeah, Toontown is receiving a facelift. And since we're right next to It's a Small World, the huge news over here in Fantasyland is that Small World has a delayed opening for its holiday overlay. And that's because of some technical issues happening on the inside, flooding. I think that's what the news was saying. So they'll get that fixed probably as quickly as possible because it is a very popular attraction during the holidays. So they're going to try to get this thing up and going hopefully soon, hopefully in the next few weeks. I'm sure it's not a major issue unless the flooding kind of damaged a lot of the, the structural integrity of the interior show space. We'll see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this will be open very, very soon. Oh, and look at this. The scaffolding has come down on the Fantasyland Theater sign. It looks all nice and shiny. It's shining bright. Oh yeah, it's so gorgeous in person. I have to wear my sunglasses. That's pretty much all the work that's happening back here on the tail end of Fantasyland. Again, tune into that video if you haven't seen it already, where I kind of dive a little bit deeper into the Mickey's Toontown renovation, which will be opening up alongside Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. So yeah, check that video out if you haven't already. On the way back here, it looks like they have a big old media setup for a bunch of different radio stations, probably advertising the holiday season here at the resort. Remember, they're doing all the holiday festivities, including the fireworks show and the classic Christmas parade. Christmas Fantasy Parade is back. And over at California Adventure, they have Viva Navidad and the Festival of the Holidays food and beverage booths that are scattered throughout the parade corridor, which we'll go take a look at in just a few moments. We're gonna finish up over here at Disneyland. Really not too much going on in the rest of the park. A lot of it's going to be happening in Toontown, but we'll nonetheless, on the way out, take a look at a couple other things. Here at the Rivers of America, the center section, the fountain infrastructure for Fantasmic has been drained, and it looks like they're working on that right now, or they're still draining it. And then, so we're using context clues here. They'll probably do the third one that's closest towards Haunted Mansion once they have finished the work in the center fountain structure. And you can see off in the distance that they're still working on the new Pelican's Landing seating area as well. I'm really excited for Fantasmic to hopefully return sometime next year. It's a really fantastic show. If you've never seen it here at Disneyland, I highly recommend it because there's something extra magical about Fantasmic here at Disneyland, and that is it just appears out of nowhere. Like during the day, it's just an island, and even in the evening, there's really not a lot going on. And then all of a sudden, like magic, the show appears, and at the end of the show, it disappears like nothing had ever happened. It's really a sight to see in person. It's really cool. And working our way into Adventureland, the same old is happening at Tarzan's Treehouse, still being refurbished. Alrighty, let's head over to California Adventure for, Festival of the Holidays. What else? And of course, we're going to see if there's anything new going on with World of Color. Okay, upon entering California Adventure, I could already tell right off the bat that DCA is very busy today. The wait times don't seem too bad. Radiator Springs Racers has the longest wait at 75 minutes. Everything else seems to be 30 to 45 minutes, so it's relatively healthy here at California Adventure. There's a lot of people walking around. It's probably because of the festival that's happening right now, the Festival of Holidays. And just like in years past, the Festival of the Holidays has a bunch of entertainment, which is absolutely fantastic. They have a bunch of food and beverage scattered throughout the parade corridor here and at a few of the quick service locations. There's a lot to take in during Festival of the Holidays, and it's a lot of fun. Oh, look at this. Last time I was here, Cars Land was not decked out for the holidays, but lo and behold, it is now all decorated. I really do love what they do to Cars Land during different times of the year. They have the Halloween decorations and the holiday decorations during the end of the year. They're really creative with it. I hope they do some stuff like that for Avengers Campus in the future. I wouldn't mind seeing some decorations at Avengers Campus. Even if they're subtle, something subtle would be nice. Obviously they can't do a bunch of things like they do in Cars that are nice and grand, but they could do little things here and there. All right, let's continue our journey towards World of Color because there's always a lot to cover there, and I just love looking at all of the infrastructure and the construction that they're doing on the show platform. Oh yeah, look at that. I just love it. Again, like I've said in the past, very rare that we see this in this particular state. And crews are on the show platform today working on it. And I can already see in the distance a massive section of scaffolding that has been put up. So let's get closer over there to check that out. Oh yeah, look at this. I absolutely love it. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a theme park nerd. I love when they do construction because it's exciting because new things are happening. And speaking of new things, I think they're gonna go ahead and just renovate all of the lighthouse structures that hold all of the projection system and lighting for the back end of the show. Because there's a lot going on here. This is a lot more than just installing a new lighthouse. I think they're going to completely redesign them and maybe match more of the aesthetic of Pixar Pier. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see when they eventually install those. They have finished the concrete footings, though, that hold up the structure. So those are the little 4 pylons right there. Those are done. And it looks like the concrete has finished curing. And you can see, yeah, crews are still on the show platform. And here's the other side. Yeah, they just put up the scaffolding right there, so I'm assuming in the next couple days they're going to put the plywood on top so they can walk in and around the structure. Oh yeah, I love it. I love this stuff. And I'm really excited for World of Color to come back because World of Color needed it. It really needed it. When the show premiered in 2010, it was something of beauty and marvel. It was awesome to see in person that opening week. It really was fantastic because all of the fountain elements were working back then. But over time, things, need to be maintenance. And it's very difficult to maintain every single one of those fountains that are on the platform. There's over 1,000 of them. So I'm glad they're getting back to the stage here and fixing, hopefully, a lot of those fountains that just weren't working, because when a lot of the fountains aren't working for World of Color, it definitely puts a damper on the show. Now, one thing that I'm still noticing that I've noticed before in the past, and I've mentioned it on one of the videos, is that they're taking away all of the cash registers at a lot of the locations and only leaving one and forcing you to mobile order at nearly all of these quick service locations. And in result, on busy days like this, a lot of people don't want to use their phone and then they have to wait in a very long standby queue just to order food at one register. I don't know why Disney's doing that. I mean, I know why Disney's doing it. They want to save money on labor costs. But it's just, I don't know, have mobile order in addition to all of the registers, because that way you can be a little bit more efficient. And in the end, you make more money that way because you're filling in more orders. Decided to take the more scenic route through Grizzly Peak. And of course, the extended line is filled up at Grizzly River Run. People are enjoying the water ride because it's pretty hot today. Over here at Grizzly River Run, it looks like they've initiated a ride stop. Someone must have been doing something silly. You can see the water is starting to drain in the flume. Yeah, they definitely don't like when this happens. Someone might have had their seatbelt unbuckled or been standing up or something. And usually when that kind of thing happens, they want to have people stay safe. So a ride stop is initiated and the water drains immediately. This entire reset process does take a few moments, so Disney obviously wants to avoid this as much as possible because of the downtime. They don't want the attraction to be down, especially on days like this when it's warm. But over here at Grizzly River Run, a little bit of a hiccup. Okay, now I've spotted this over on Pixar Pier, but look at the line for the popcorn buckets. Yeah, this is pretty intense for a popcorn bucket. I don't know if I'd wait that long for a specialty popcorn bucket. I know a lot of people collect them, but also a lot of people resell them on eBay, and you shouldn't be doing that. That's how you get in trouble. As a matter of fact, if Disney catches you doing that, you can be banned from the park and your annual pass can be revoked. So I don't know if I'd chance it. We have very long lines for the popcorn buckets at all of the popcorn stands in the park. My goodness. Made it inside Trolley Treats. I wanted to just kind of cruise through the shop real quick because I wanted to check up on the construction, or not construction, but the work happening over towards the lockers. But on the side note, look at the lovely Christmas decorations they have kind of strung up all over the ceiling. I really do love these little decorations of little bits of candy. Oh, look at this. The walls have come down. So let's see if I can notice anything. Oh yeah, this is a big difference. They have totally reconfigured this. This is now retail space. And when I mean, it's all retail space, but this is more product space. So yeah, this is totally to expand the dollar per square footage, which is, you know, smart business-wise. Before this was kind of an empty space, so now they can make some money off of these spaces now. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's quick update from the Disneyland Resort. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos and more, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so stay up to date on every time I post new videos. I have an Instagram account. Be sure to follow that because I post updates there that I don't normally post here on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for the support and love to the channel. You're inching closer to the next big milestone. I can't believe it. It's pretty spectacular. So thank you so much for all of the support. And wouldn't be able to do a lot of this stuff if it wasn't for you. So again, thank you so much. But other than that, though, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.